Sunday at the toilet bowl somewhere now after a big evening.
Sure he's not on a date or something?
Well, you never know.
No, he's only got one girl now at the moment,
Yeah,
supposedly.
How are you, Freddie?
Good, mate. How are you? I was just going to get straight into it with East's question about why isn't Dom here, and you were just explaining.
Once again, Dane Adams. We had a special guest, Northern Pride and former West Brisbane Panthers forward Mitchie Jr. Dom Biondi, but Dane Adams fucked up the time, and Dom's now on next week because Dane fucked the times. And
Dano might have got on the Devil's dandruff last night. Don't know, can't say for sure, and overindulged and might have done an all-nighter.
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah. So, but anyway, we sent out the signal to Eth and Zaki, and they answered it very quickly, which we're so thankful for. So Eth, second time on. So can you put Zaki through the intro?
Zaki Hill, Mitchie Jr. come up to the system, played a bit of seniors. His dad coached with me for a year. Man, very knowledgeable about rugby league. Welcome aboard, big boy.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. I'm happy to be here and talk a bit of shit and have a good night.
Yeah.
Freddie, just before we get into it,
yeah.
There's talk that people may have seen on our page that you put up pictures a bit with yourself about being a life coach and like trying to help people out.
This is all you can't.
No, it's not, mate.
It is you.
No, it's not, mate. I don't know who you picked a couple of photos with your training.
You know what's funny? What's funny is you've got time to put those pictures up during the week, but every week before this podcast, I say, can you put a fucking questions post up? And it takes you about 2 hours before the podcast before you do it. So what's going on?
I hadn't heard from you for 3 days. I assume we weren't even doing a podcast.
The brain's
I didn't even know Dom was coming on here. I thought Dane was dead after a video that I saw and have now put on our Facebook page.
Dane died of a heroin overdose.
After he worked a Saturday and put his whole day's pay on the Broncos to win, it didn't turn out good for him.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
He said he chucked 200 on him. How funny was that video? And it goes to him, and he's like, "Yeah, because I lost my whole fucking day's pay," and the guns are giving it to him. Oh man,
you're a Bronx fan, aren't you, Hilly?
Yes, unfortunately, Bronx fan at the moment, but that's all right. You got to go roll with the punches.
Oh, that's it. I think it comes in circles with everything. We can get into the Bronx later, but it's you got to ride the times. You can't be that top four club the whole time.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
You know exactly, righty. Like
you got to go. You got to rebuild. The fact that you have got all those good players, it doesn't mean you're going to win.
Yeah.
A lot. We'll talk about it more later, but Croft struggling because their forwards aren't rolling on. He's not getting the same platform. And the 2 games they won before isolation, they look solid. They beat the Cows, who struggled, and South are up and down. And they had a couple of victories there. But after that, the Bronx, because they're such a big powerhouse club, they've got a lot of bandwagon supporters. People who don't ever go to games, but they jump right on when they're having success. When they're losing, like yesterday, they couldn't sell tickets to 10,000 members.
I think everyone hates them when they're not winning, though.
Yeah.
When they're losing, everyone just jumps on.
But yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing that shits me, because the people that jump on ripping them, chuck on the jersey and see how it is out there. Especially if there was the one play me and Riley were talking about before, and I had to ask the name of the winger, but it was Anthony Don. The Don, right, and he scores in the right side after a pass that looks like it goes forward off the hands.
Yeah.
And the attitude of the Broncos at that instant was to stop and complain to the ref and not carry on with the play, and he scores an easy try.
Yeah,
I think that is like that highlights where their head's at the moment. Like not playing the whistle at all, looking for the excuse to get out of what was a try.
Yeah.
Then they stopped and didn't continue on with the play, because you couldn't tell from that position in the defensive line. You would not be able to tell that went forward.
Yeah.
If it did, and it didn't even look like it went forward in the replay, I believe. And that's an attitude thing. I think that comes from the brains trust of the Broncos. I never want to jump on the Bronx because when they're riding high, I'm going to be sucking their dicks hard. But so when they're down, I don't want to. I don't want to pound them into the ground either. So, what do you think about that?
They're everywhere. Like defensively, they don't work as a unit. The way Seabold coaches, and I had a conversation via message with a bloke about this today. He's coaching. He hasn't varied his style since the COVID rule change, and he's a very set in his ways coach, which is nothing wrong with that. But the blokes he's got there aren't reacting to it. Like blokes are putting the white flag up very easily, like bad mindset. Which you've got to ask questions. 2 years ago, the last year Trent Barrett coached at Manly, they had close to the same side they've got now, and we finished third last. And we beat half the top 8, but we'd get run down in other games after having decent leads, things like that. It means there's something happening at training where blokes aren't mentally tough. You're not tough enough to be in the grind at the moment. And fans seeing everyone hugging and giggling after you lose.
Yeah, that's what would have done me.
That's really getting blokes filthy and getting heaps of supporters filthy because they're buying memberships, they're paying money to go. And you're seeing everyone having a giggle like they don't give a fuck.
How much did they sign Isaac Luke for?
Oh,
Is he
fuck
on a
off.
money or-
Not much.
Because
I think St George will be paying half his
he's just earning
Yeah.
casually. He doesn't want to fucking play anymore. I don't reckon.
No, I think it's
No.
more of
He just wants to.
It's more of a
He's
bit of
not
depth.
invested.
No.
Sorry, Zach, you
It's
go.
more. It's Isaac Luke signing. We had Jake Turpin went down with an injury. Corey Pakes. I think they saw after the Roosters game that he wasn't going to run a lot from half,
Yeah.
and they sort of needed a 9 that can get out. Give a little bit more options for Milford and Croft. But look, that sort of failed as well. But you talk about how the halves aren't working well when their forwards aren't going forward. But then you look at sides like your Parramatta's and your Melbourne, when their forwards aren't going forward, you still find Munster and Moses looking for options, and they're finding ways to get through the defence. And it's just not happening right now for Brisbane. But that just comes down. They'll come down to playing with each other as well. They haven't had a set side all year. So, but at the end of the day, these guys, you can talk about lack of experience, but these guys are top 30 NRL players, and they're putting on a jersey, and they're not doing the job.
Yeah,
And
that's
what
right.
it comes down to.
Well analysed, Tilly.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate that.
But
They get stripped for numbers very, very easily, which surprises me. Blokes look like they've met 2 days before the game.
Yeah.
Like, blokes turning shoulders out towards the sideline, which is a big no-no. Ethan, West Brisbane Panther, what do they teach you there about defence on the edge, about turning your shoulders out? What do they say about that?
That's no-do sort of thing, I think.
Yeah, cardinal sin. Like, no one sort of seems to have got blokes inside shoulders and all that sort of shit, all those
They're
basic...
sort of just wandering up, I reckon, not as a... Because on an edge, you sort of taught to defend as a group sort of thing, aren't you?
They're defending as individuals.
Yeah, that's...
And they're not winning their individual battles to even start off with. So it just comes down to, like, there's no talk from the inside, no talk from the outside, and that's where they're getting unstuck.
that's it. And it's like in comparison to like the Penrith Panthers at the moment.
Yeah.
Their online defence is unbelievable.
Every bloke who comes in buys in.
Yeah.
Like, you got Brent Naden. He had to wait for an
how good was
injury.
he?
And Naden's a great talent.
Yeah.
But he's got blokes ahead of him, and he was good the other night, but he could be out you'd imagine he'll be out of the side when Mansour comes back in, when Josh Mansour comes back in next week. And that's, unfortunately, everyone's going to be chomping at the bit.
Is Mansour? Is that Mansour?
Josh Mansour.
Sauce.
The sauce. Like, he's
The dick, isn't it? Hasn't he got the biggest dick game in the NRL?
You'd know, wouldn't you? Yeah.
No, well,
that'd be in your book that you're writing, isn't it?
Well, I'm pretty sure. I think he
Cocks
does.
are us.
I think he does have the biggest dick game. That's the talk, anyway.
Sauce.
Yeah.
Got a good rig about him. So I
Yeah.
wouldn't
Oh,
put it past him.
100%.
Wouldn't put it
Yeah.
past
It
him.
looks like he's visited the same supplement stores you do.
Just normal protein and creatine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, like, because we didn't talk about the week much, but I did a cashy out at Samsonvale today. I put a Instagram photo of a cow looking at...
I saw that. I was like,
yeah.
what the fuck is that?
So what I was doing, I was welding up the combo for the shower, and they have a real tame cow, and I'm welding up, and the cow gets chased by the dog a lot, so it comes into the house, like not into the house, but what it was a bathroom that was inbuilt, but was right connected to the house. So it was like you go up a hallway, and the cow came up, and so I'm welding, and then I have this like cold, like wetness on my neck. I turn around, it's a cow, scared the fucking shit out of me. But for some reason, it reminded me of this classic story that one of my just because it was cattle, but one of my cousins, Cody, in Colorado, he one of his jobs was he would take rich people would pay to go out to property and then go for like a 5-day horse ride where they horse ride and they hunt and they get everything set up for them and they camp, you know what I mean? And one night, Cody's doing this, and that was his job, and Cody's doing this, and he's going to bed, and he's they don't really do swags over there. They do like more like tents and like a just like slightly raised like bungalow things, you know, especially for the rich people. And he hears this noise, and he hears this like this, right? And then he's like, "What the fuck is that?" And then so he gets out of his bed and he looks over. And then one of these rich motherfuckers that pays to be on the camp is standing on 2 buckets, fucking one of the horses.
I was
kidding.
Wow.
And so Cody obviously bashed the fuck out of him, and that guy didn't continue on with the camp. But yeah,
But
But he said the funniest thing was, even on buckets, this little guy was on tippy toes fucking this horse. But
wow,
yeah.
Words fail me. That is quite a bizarre tale.
So classic, because when Cody told me that, I was like, "That's unbelievable." Yeah. And then I was like, "Yeah, it makes sense." I don't know.
Oh well, that's kind of. Ever sort of
Fuck.
taken any camping tours yourself, mate?
Yeah.
Like,
So anyway, I booked in for that camping tour the next week.
Shag a horse.
But yeah.
Nice.
But anyway, but this cow today, he was like a dog. Like you'd wrestle him, like you'd push his head down, he'd just muck around like a dog.
How big was it?
Like a
Full-size cow.
Yeah, like a full-size cow. And they had 2 dogs out there, and the dogs, they'd all muck around together just like they were all the same. Yeah.
It's a different world, Sanford, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You're like an adopted Sanford person, aren't you, Ethan?
I was out there last night at a Joshua Spheres.
I saw.
How was that?
It was big.
Yeah.
I saw during isolation, you were doing some sort of secret training sessions out there.
Yeah, the West Stags.
Yeah. That was that. Yeah, the old Stags. Are they having a side this year? The Stags?
I don't think so. I don't know. I don't believe so.
I think they're
I don't
fully
think
shut
they are.
down. Aren't
Yeah,
they?
because
it'd be hard.
I think because they get a lot of revenue from all the home games, they're having money over the bar and that sort of thing, and I don't think they can have that many people to home games or whatever. So
that's going to be the big thing, like when they drop the isolation, because if we can only have 100 people at the ground, it's really going to suck ass.
Oh, 100%.
And that's including the players, the coaching staff from both teams, the blokes running the water, all the other stuff.
I'm just crossing up horse fucking story right now.
Had that one written down, teed in.
Well, you know how to.
Can't wait to share that.
So
Break
Zachy, with you not playing footy, what do you do? What do you do in your spare time? Darts or?
Yeah, so pretty much. Well, obviously with COVID-19, haven't really been doing a lot.
You can bring that closer. Yeah, that's good.
Sweet. Yeah, haven't really been doing a lot. Last 3 months has been off work. Yeah, well, look, I want to get back in the footy, but it's obviously the training part of it's a bit of the sucky part of it. But
what you said in the car idea, I want to play footy, but I don't want to train.
Yeah, so I wish I still had that.
That's the
physique back in high school.
Yeah, that's what I said doing.
Right there.
But yeah, look, I haven't really been doing much. I'm still working down at TRL, Touch Rugby League Australia. Really enjoying that, and yeah, just at the moment, just waiting to get back to work and start trying to get back to normality a little bit.
You've been training with a few of the Barden boys, haven't you?
Yeah, I did a little bit of a workout with Harrison Crookshank and a few of those boys out there at West. That was all well and good. It's not as good as going down at the Franklin Doval and having a training session there.
So is that with Gav's boys out
Yeah.
there?
Yeah, that's.
Are they still a team of midgets?
I don't know.
They're all
young,
19, 20-year-olds.
Yeah.
It's more of a a younger side than anything. There's a few oldies running around, but no, it's more of a young side.
Yeah, real young,
they've got a few older boys.
I remember last year when they ran into trouble, they were like, their average age was 19. There was about 12 of them trying to.
A lot of them, most of them, get on the drink on the weekend, and some of them fall away halfway through the season. So it's hard to try and keep a bunch of 19, 20-year-olds wanting to play footy.
Yeah,
every weekend, but shorter season now, so I think they'll manage.
Did you listen to our Rich Steele podcast?
I didn't know.
Oh, okay.
Have you listened to any of the podcasts?
Which one?
So Rich was an old Mount Maria boy.
Is he Mount Maria boy?
Yeah, he's a Mount Maria boy. So the year that he played Mount Maria for Confra, they didn't win their cup or their shield, but he got into the Mount.
I remember him saying,
yeah. But he got a sponsor with Brickland.
Didn't he make the team of the last 50 years?
I remember him saying that. Yeah,
he said they contacted him when he was in England and told him.
Looks like the scariest motherfucker in the world.
Fucking
he's the nicest guy in the world. Yeah. And then right then I was talking to at school with Mount Maria, our coach, like the other coach Sully, he's like the head coach, and I'd call myself assistant because he was there first.
Sully.
Yeah, Sully. So Dan Sullivan, right?
Bless him.
He was behind the bar at the Ferny Grove Tavern, and he listens to our podcast every week.
Working?
Yeah. So he was at Ferny Grove, and
does he listen? Does he?
He does listen every week.
G'day, Sully.
Sully,
love you, mate.
Good bloke. Thanks, mate.
We're going to get him on.
Yeah, he coached us when my last year.
Yeah, he coached you 2017.
Him and Richo.
Yeah, but we're going to get him on. But he thinks he would probably remember you because when you were playing at the Bears, he thinks he was behind the bar. Like that was his last couple of years behind the bar there.
I think you were saying he was working behind the bar at the moment.
When it was down the other end, or
100% when it was down the other end.
Oh man, definitely, because I was there all the time.
I think he was either behind the bar or he was his bar manager while that was
probably
happening.
would have been. Yeah, I would have seen him around heaps, and we used to do raffles there every Friday.
But it's way better than it is now.
You've been down lately, Roddy?
Yeah, what do you thought?
What do you think of it right now, right, man?
I feel there's a few areas they could fix. There's very little entertainment goes on there. Get some entertainment.
Crazy Kathy Saturday night.
I like looking at. I like
to have that.
I like looking at the crackheads that walk in and out. Though.
Yeah, I know you're in a tough spot.
They make me feel better than myself.
Ferny Grove, not much though, bud. Don't bring around the poor crackers. Fernie's, there's always a lot of young people around here. Like, people turn 18, 19. People want to kick on, go out or whatever. You have these cheap drink specials. Get something happening, like someone playing tunes and that good tunes.
Remember Chrissy?
Yeah.
Last year, and they were like, it came on early as.
Oh, and was all over.
It came on at like 4 o'clock. And
it was gone by 8 o'clock.
That's right.
And we were there till like 11 or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was
11 we were there till they said you got to go.
Yeah.
And we're going, shit, it's a bit early to kick off. 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Things like that. Get people down there and fucking put some shit on to attract this younger crew, because if people want to kick on, there's a train station there, they can go out, or people will just stay there and booze up because you're this far out. They can manage things a bit better. I know they're sort of hamstrung by, like, who are they, like Woolies or fucking Coles? What are they?
I don't have a clue.
Well, Coles is
one of them.
Yeah, one of those sort of mobs. But I feel they can manage it a bit better. Like in the old days, it wasn't offering too much in the old days, but they'd always have good like cover bands and shit on there. Just get dudes down there playing music, get the people in, get some drink specials and that. You'll keep people coming down there drinking piss, because it's a fair way to the fucking EH. Next place you go to for a drink could be the Leaguesy. Yeah. And things like that. Or if people wanted to come...
Oh, the Leaguesy's shits on that place, and the Leaguesy sucks. Like, it's way better than...
I miss watching footy there.
Oh, there's nothing.
And there was always footy.
What, at the Leaguesy? Yeah.
Especially when we used to have those big like triple headers when West played there.
Yeah, that's right. We had the women's on,
Be
then
in the
Rezzies,
balcony.
and then A-grade would play. They were some of the best days. Pre-COVID, that was ripper.
That's going to be the hardest part to get back to, like getting used to that. Like you see it anywhere, if you've got to keep this social distancing for a while, like getting people to Mitchie when there's a big day. That's where we make your money. Leaguesy down there, going and sitting out there on the bar outside the front there, watching stuff at a league club, getting everybody close enough, because you can't play footy and not be able to invite anyone to come down.
I need a crowd to play.
Oh,
you need more than that.
Yeah.
Should have seen. Oh, Weale should have seen Freedy at training. Put him back on the side he likes. His passes are all hitting the mark. He's setting
What's
up the
this,
show.
Wednesday when you
At
rocked up?
training Thursday.
No, Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Got on his side, Voorhey on the other. Everyone life. It was like a couple that was about to get divorced.
Oh, that
and
training
then made
Wednesday,
up.
I was a rusty as shit,
Yeah.
bro. Yeah, fuck.
Come Thursday, oh fuck, he was on the money. They were all hitting the mark, throwing these missile balls.
Well, you chuck, all you do, half an hour of, me and Roy, just half an hour of just constant passing before training.
Yeah.
So you do that every day, and it just comes back to you straight away. It's for me, because being a fullback most of my life, the passing doesn't come as natural to me as like finding holes, hitting holes, being an actual receiver and being
Running the footy sort of thing.
Exactly. And so that's always been and it's a mental thing. Like, you throw I remember when I was playing baseball, at shortstop, if I didn't hit the first baseman in the first throw of the game, I was always missing because it was mentally in my head that I was like fucking up the throw. Same with my passing. If my passing's off the mark, it mentally stays off the mark. And it's just, and Voorhey is such a good passer, and he's actually a good coach of passing as well, because he's had the best coaches. And so I just sit there with them, and then at training, and then it just starts hitting the mark because you've just been doing it, and you just roll it over. Especially with your weaker hand, you're just rolling it over every time, and do that for like 45 minutes before training, and it starts clicking in.
What's the story with the Opens? When's it all starting back up again?
August 1st,
Yeah,
game.
so it's going the same as the
BRL getting
comps.
back on?
That's the same,
Yeah, they went back to training the other night.
So what's the difference between, BRL and Open starting back up again?
Well, I think we're the
Same, I
same
think.
season.
But Queensland Cups, I think,
No,
finished
they
the
got
year.
caned.
Are they playing
Is-
some
is-
sort of
are they
Southeast
doing it? Yeah.
Queensland?
Nah,
it's
didn't get
it's-
off the ground.
It's too expensive
Okay.
for him, I think.
and
Isn't
that's
that
why
it,
they
right?
brushed it, yeah.
Have you talked to Jono?
Yeah, spoke to him the other week. A message.
Yeah.
Sent him a message.
So,
Great man.
because it's like, you obviously see like it ripple effect from like the NRL fringe players aren't
Yeah.
playing, so they're just sitting on their asses on the weekend.
They can play.
Some players
They can-
from like the Broncos
some
going to
of
play.
those-
They're doing
BRL.
like scratch match things.
Oh,
They
like
d-
11. I saw
Yeah.
11 on 11. I saw that.
But are we thinking? Sorry, Righty, cut you off. Are we thinking that BRL is going to be the strongest BRL competition that there's
I don't
ever
know. We'll
been?
see, eh?
Big bloke like Tommy Dearden running around
Ah.
the BRL.
they won't. None of those contracted blokes will be able to play.
nah.
of course not.
But in saying that,
But Dearden got
Michael Purcell from Ipswich,
Oh yeah, he's at East. No,
he's playing for Brothers Opens now.
Oh,
Yeah,
fucking
right.
hell.
because he moved
Yeah.
from the Jets. He went to go to the East.
Some with
he
these.
went-
Well,
yeah.
Purcell,
So-
get used to being on your back, cunt, because I'm going to light you up.
Here he is.
And then when you see me on the field, I'll say hi and forget that I even said
He
that.
can
So-
play. He's got a bit of talent about him.
Yeah, he's got shitloads of talent, but he left Ipswich because he wanted to try and take that
Getting a,
step
like,
up
Melbourne
to an
system.
NRL.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And
Haven't Ipswich got that deal with Newcastle, a feeder club now?
Now,
for the Knights?
Yeah.
but he'd be getting more money from
Yeah, okay.
East than he would at the Jets.
Same with Mum and Baba.
Yes,
yeah,
he's
that's
at
right.
He's
Yeah.
at Ready. He's at Ready, and so is Madness. Geez, I'll give you the tip. You wouldn't want to be playing BRL against Madness.
Do you think some of
Holy
these
shit.
younger...
I've been. Oh no, sorry.
I
You
was
go,
going to
Zachy.
say, do you think some of these younger players from the Jets have left Ipswich because of the Walker brothers? Because now some of them, obviously, I think
Well, I went
maybe
to
Shane's moved
I
on.
went to a coaching seminar there, and they didn't name names. But
You were
Kieran
coaching the
Kieran-
seminar, weren't you?
No, I wasn't, but I was listening.
Was that your level 2 one?
No, very intently. Some blokes left for money.
The same weekend Heath was getting his nose ring, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Probably.
that must
Yeah.
have been good.
Get the shine on it.
Have they still got 500 wingers at West?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, well, we train Tuesday, Thursday if you want to join us. So we'll see you then soon, mate. It's, but
Actually, we won't, because I was watching your Prem's team train, and I was like, yeah, I think he's all good in that team. I don't
No,
think we'll
you
be seeing
don't
much
so.
of him.
if you're playing in grand, you've been in 2 grand final. But how many blokes have you got there training? 48 or someone said?
There was a few there on.
So we're going to have to get some back.
Wednesday.
I've got no idea who or in what posies, but we're going to have to get some of these boys back to be playing with us.
Yeah, and also, like, it must be open slather, because Callum's still there training with yous, and
Cal. Oh, yeah, was there? Yeah.
yeah,
He's elite. Cal's an alpha male, dickhead. So calm down with your negative shit chat about Cal. All right?
Cal knows I
Cal
love him.
Stewart is one of the best
He's a
men.
good fella.
Yeah, he just chose the wrong sport to play, I think.
You know, like,
You know?
he fucking defensive technician on that edge, chopping, just
The
chop,
hitman.
chop.
Yeah,
That's
nice.
what
I feel
happened.
like Zach Hill when you played, mate.
Yeah, I think I was more of a jersey grabber when I was playing, mate. But
What was your strength, Zachy?
I was a good ball runner. I was very good with
Yeah.
my hands and had a good left to right with
He
me.
played a few games
Yeah.
for us. We played last game a few seasons ago.
Against
Flog
that's right.
Sanford.
Yeah.
Him and his old man played.
Yeah.
We had blokes raging
'Cause I think
raging from 18 to your old man.
Yeah,
It was 50.
52.
The
And we
15
flogged
year,
them.
that was you were playing the 15
Yes,
year, weren't you?
yes. That was a great time that
Yeah.
year. I think 2014 was it?
What's
Even?
that? What year was
Won
that?
The 15s when we won the comp.
Yeah, that was 2014.
What a year, mate! What a year.
Nice.
That's when you had the two. There was Gavs and you guys.
Yeah, when we were both in the GF.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that worked out
Yeah.
perfectly, didn't it? Because
Fair effort,
I
though.
think the week before we went to play Aspley at Pine Central.
Yeah.
And it got rained
It
out.
got rained out, and it got moved to west. The
Played
prelim
West.
got moved to west. The prelim, so we ended up winning the prelim against Aspley, and then we
Yeah.
played the final. I think a couple of hours before the ones, and the ones lost their final. We ended up winning, so
Yeah.
it worked out pretty well in the end.
Mitchy wild party scenes that night.
Few fanners in bed by
I think
11:30. I think.
we didn't go to school the next day. I don't think. I think we went to the Gaythorne and had a feed with the parents.
I think so.
Yeah, I think.
You can't really go to school with fucking trails of white fucking powder coming out of your nose, can you?
At 14, yeah.
I think Dad, I think Dad didn't.
Whoa.
I don't think Dad let me go to school.
Whoa, you get us sued by someone, dickhead, with your allegations. And you do.
And what, Zachy, you single at the moment?
I am, yes, very much single.
So you're just killing it?
Well, obviously with the COVID-19 restrictions,
Yeah.
I've had to slow up a bit.
There's a bloke
So
that you need.
you're single still too
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
So what? How are you doing it? Is Tinder cranking or?
Well, I think I'm on Tinder just to muck around, but I
Is
haven't
it
met up with
true
anyone.
that Zach Finn teases up a little bit because he seems to know a lot of women, and
That's probably more of
You
a
know,
question
like-
for you, mate.
like Zach Finn, like blokes run off Zach Finn a lot. He's
Yeah, he's
not doing anything for himself, but he's helping
always
out
looking
others.
after the boys, sort of thing,
without a
isn't he?
doubt.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's like Daryl Broman sort of.
Full credit
a
to him.
poor man's Daryl Broman. Yeah.
But what's the best bet at the moment? Is it still to hit the apps like Tinder?
Yeah,
and
Tinder.
Bumble
Tinder's the
and-
best.
Well, you
scout
can't
now.
go out meeting them too much. They got to be. That's
Yeah.
what they're living on. Unless you're walking down the street with a fucking shirt on saying single and available and your number on the back, they've got to live off these apps.
Yeah, because even brothels aren't reopened yet, are
No,
they?
well, you can't even like on a night out, you can't go out and try and meet up with people. So I think these dating apps are helping a lot of people out at the moment.
Yeah, sweet.
Well, now you've got to say, do you want to meet at the Newmarket? I'll just book us in for an hour. and a half.
FGT, you can just
Yeah.
walk in.
Oh yeah, fuck.
So
we-
it's sign your life away, and away you go.
Well, that's
Yeah.
a good thing about Grindr is it narrows me down to like 100 meters where they are, not just
Walking
like,
distance,
Yeah.
eh?
Walking distance.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good, mate.
With so with the whole trying to have another baby thing, Christy, I think Christy, sorry, my wife,
Yeah.
don't mention names, but
She's
she
upstairs.
just finished her cycle again, so I've been going hard. For
You back
like
on?
the
Yeah,
last-
how's it all going?
it's not good at the moment, mate. So I've been going hard. So it just finished. Like she probably won't be ovulating anymore. So I went hard for like the last 4 days, and then we just got to have to see again.
Yeah.
And then otherwise, I just think maybe I've got my penis is too small. And the first time I just got lucky and just really shot it up there. But like
I got faith in you, man. I reckon you get the job done.
I'll back you for
We
it.
should.
Yeah.
We might put a poll up on Any Given Monday page.
Yeah.
Can Freddie get the job done and father
Within
another
a
kid?
year, can I get it done within a year?
Oh, you got plenty of time, mate.
Yeah.
That's good work.
Because I know that like having sex with me isn't enjoyable. So Chris, every time it comes around, Chris is like, "Oh my god, we gotta have sex again." I'm like, "Yep, let's
Yep.
do it."
Put up photos of Zach Finn because women.
Shirtless
I
too.
thought you were gonna say put up photos of us doing it. I'm
No.
like, yeah, I probably will.
No. You put up photos around the room of Zach Finn. Man, women gravitate.
Put one on the
towards
roof.
Yeah.
I got plenty of shirtless photos of them if you want them, so I'll just flick them over.
You don't go to the big guns early. You wait for a while.
Ease them off. Singlet pics.
Yeah, the big fella. How's he handling the Broncos struggling?
He's actually
come
finally
to
come
his
around
senses,
to admit that they're not too crash hot.
Things can change. There's still not enough time to change, but it's not going to happen overnight. And you can't with a comp that's probably decently even with about 10 sides. You can't dodge the good sides forever.
No.
It's not like you're going to play the 6 top teams over the first 8 weeks and then play the lesser teams, and pick up some points there. Anybody can beat anybody if you turn up.
Well, look at the Cows and Yui.
Yeah, look at that. And look at the other week when the Warriors towed up the Cowboys.
Yeah,
and they didn't like it.
Abysmal.
And the week before, the Cows are down 34-0 at half time.
Yeah.
So things like that, you just never know what can happen. And look at the Roosters. Do they come back to earth a bit with some of these injuries? They don't really have any.
Yeah.
With the Roosters, they can't really afford another big injury. They've lost the backup hooker. They've lost the ball playing lock.
Orbison will just come back into that side though.
Yeah, they've got depth, the Roosters. They're not lacking depth, especially with Radley.
Orbo's he's a massive loss, Radley. I love watching him play, but
if Kiri gets injured, they got
he's the
nothing.
people's
that's when you'd get a bit.
They've
get worried.
They've got nothing to replace Kiri, or O'Sullivan.
Can that Sam Walker get a run yet?
Oh no, O'Sullivan, Flanagan. Sam Walker, no, is he 18 yet? I don't know.
Well, he come back home from Queensland over the break.
He'd be back down there now, though.
He'd be there now.
Training, getting paid to train. Like he's been He's been training with the Jets Cup squad since he was about 14 or 15.
Yeah.
So that was the thing. So he goes playing rugby, playing league. He'd be that all eyes up that natural footballer as well. He'd know how to run these shape stuff and that.
He's been around it forever.
But skills wise, in the Australian schoolboys game, he just looked a cut above everybody out there.
Got man of the match, didn't he?
Yeah, and they had old mate from the Cows, playing fullback now.
Or the Hammer.
Yeah, the Hammer was in the centres.
Yeah, they had that young what's his name at the Bronx? Playing fullback.
Jordan Ricky,
Tessie New.
No, not Tessie New.
Well, he was playing for Tonga. Tessie New.
Something Walsh.
Oh, you've lost me, mate.
No, don't know. They won high score against the Kiwis 36-20 or something.
That was at Redcliffe that day.
Yeah, the Cup day. It was early on too. It was
How good was it to see that big ranger from Canberra getting fired up last night?
Yeah.
That's good to see. Obviously, you saw the game before. Brisbane have just lost by 18. The season's probably much over. And, they're all high-fiving and hugging the other team and smiling. And then you watch the other game. He's in an awkward tackle. His ankle gets twisted. Yeah. And he's just fired up. He's in tears looking at the opponent like, you've ripped me of a chance here. So it was good to see. He's obviously a few trolls out there having a go at him, but I loved it. It was awesome.
He'll go close to this Queensland squad.
He's in. It was either him or Paddy Carrigan. I think he's in.
Yeah, Carrigan I love too. But with saying that, with the Broncos game, I noticed Corey Oates, so he got sent off when he ripped the ref for the head high tackle. But that was lining up for his third hit up of the set. Yep. You've got Corey Oates and you've got singular guys that are just fucking trying to
actually
do
having a
everything
go.
They can,
Payne has too. He's never stops having a go away.
Yeah. It's just. It's few and far between, and there's no connection.
He was because they lack leadership, mate. Yeah. You look at it too. When they start losing or they're getting frustrated, they start cheap shotting blokes and giving away dumb penalties that they normally wouldn't. Look at their leaders. Pengai Jr. He's suspended half the time, and he's the most talented bloke in the side. Fafita's not there. Lodge, look how everyone's turned on Lodge. When Lodge got over his all his drama with his home invading dramas in New York, everyone was saying Dane always says, Lodge, he's a leader, he should be the captain. You can't send a guy like that to the club. No. I'm not saying he hasn't changed his life, but he's still paying for his sins from the past. But Lodge on the field, he goes hard, man. but he
game's gone past him, I reckon.
But he brings plenty of grub. He's a grub, you know what I mean? And he's a good footballer, and he's got skills now. But when they start losing, he's trying to him and Pengai Jr. are trying to clobber blokes around the head, atomic forearms to the face and shit like that. Yeah, that's not setting the tone. Lodge can find the form he had before again, but they've got to get. They're a pre-season away from getting aerobically fit enough, working out the style of play they want to use. Seabold, in my opinion, he's got to tinker with some things. He's got to look at his own game plan because he doesn't have the players to play a Melbourne style of game plan. And when he was at the Rabbitohs, they played a lot of that Melbourne style block shape to block shape with a twist on it. So he doesn't have blokes that carry this out. Even that young Tessie New, he got bombed a lot the other night and he had a bit of a drama. He can't have a Sarko at fullback because he doesn't have a pass in him. You got no... Milford's passenger 57. He's Wesley Snipes, passenger 57. You see the fucking Loch Ness Monster about as often as you see fucking Anthony Milford. They need him to wake up. Is throwing him to fullback the go?
No.
They did it last year and he
No.
had a couple of good games against who?
Then sit him out.
If you go back to the point on Seabolt, how he was at South, but you look at the year he was at South and the sort of leadership group he had around South, you know, you guys like Greg Inglis, Sam Burgess, the Burgess brothers, Adam Reynolds, Cody Walker, and he comes to Brisbane, young side, and he's got a leadership group of Pango Jr. hardly plays. Brodie Croft was a fringe NRL player at Melbourne, getting a crack at Brisbane now, and they chuck him into the leadership group. Paddy Carrigan is
Alex
fresh
Glenn,
on the scene.
Alex Glenn busting his ass.
And like you look through, you know, Brisbane over the years, and you go like. You look at their last couple of like premiership sides and who the leaders are. Like their last premiership side, 06, they had Lockyer and Webke as their big leaders. In 2015,
also
they
had Thorne.
Yeah. And then 2015, they had Hodges. They had Parker as their core leaders. And you look at the team now, and that's 5 years ago, that grand final, and who's their leaders? Pat Carrigan and Brodie Croft. So they're lacking a bit of experience. So it's just going to take time for Brisbane to, I guess, firm up again and become a powerhouse side.
He's going to get to a point where he's going to have to put a broom through the place and brush.
Coming next week.
And brush blokes.
But like
the last few weeks, hasn't it?
It's got to happen next week.
Yeah, like
it's do or die.
Like compare it to just say me and Righty, our NFL teams, the Broncos, right?
Yep.
We've been in a rebuilding stage
since we won the Super Bowl.
Since we won the Super Bowl, and even that Super Bowl year. It was like I don't believe we
Carolina their side that
to
year,
win.
Yeah, they were best side.
Like
in
we
the NFL.
we won on defense and
they had a better side too. They had a better side 2 years before when Peyton Manning threw 55 TD passes.
Yeah,
but we didn't.
But that's the thing. It's the same kind of thing. Like the Broncos over there in Denver, you ride or die. Like you know when they're getting destroyed, they're fucking off them. And then when the Brisbane are the same. They're one of those clubs, and I think Roosters are the same. I think you got always your powerhouse clubs. People love to see them lose if you hate them, and then they love to see them win if you love them. So that's why they're so popular. But at the moment, like even with the Broncos, it's like. People couldn't care at the moment because they're not. They're like
if they can't get 10,000 people to a crowd, when they can go half-assed and get 38.
And also, just quickly, while I mentioned a milestone this week was our first week for Any Given Monday hitting 1,000 streams over all platforms. So yeah, and that's it. I think that's a shout out to Keenan actually sharing everything that we did. So if you two boys can do the same, we hit $2,000.
Nice.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was the first week of 2,000 streams. So, remember, Corey said he'd move up here once we hit 10,000 streams a week.
I messaged him.
So, we've only got 9,000 to go a week.
We're there.
I messaged him the other week to see if he was playing. They've got a competition in Sydney. It's called the President's Cup. It's got North Sydney. It's got Wentworthville. It's got Cessnock Goannas. It's all over the state. It's got Glebe. It's got two out of country. It's got one Newcastle side in there as well. I asked him if he was playing for anybody. He said no, he hadn't heard of it. Said he needs to lose 15 kilos before he can play next year. Yeah. So he's enjoying isolation.
Yeah.
But this is the thing, like in that comp, that'd be like I don't know. Say if North put a side in a combined sort of BRL thing with a few of these like big country divisions, like some of the North Sydney blokes are they're gonna have some New South Wales Cup blokes.
So when that's not gonna like feed to the NRL or anything, is it?
No, it's be similar length to up here. It starts in a couple of weeks, 2 weeks or so, isn't it? Yeah. So North Sydney will have to go to Cessnock and a couple other roundabout places. Wentworthville and that, of course, all those sort of places when he's a pretty big club in Sydney. Like they've always had a New South Wales Cup side.
They're
When
when he's leagues clubs,
it's better
unbelievable.
It's better than Parramatta's.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, right.
They won't have any trouble with money. But this is sort of a statewide. So there's only 6 teams in it.
You didn't share it, did you, this week on yours?
Not yet, no.
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 Fuck me.
Not yet. I was watching footy when you rang and eating a pizza. You're boring the shit out of me.
Yeah, well,
Normally
I would have forgiven you if you're eating pussy, not pizza, but anyway.
No, well,
Life goes on.
when Dane changed the plan,
Yeah.
So did he do it late? Did he?
He did it late. It was
I'd already made
this all
the
come
plan.
together. That's why, like, when we're getting you guys
I completely
on,
forgot when you rang me and you're like, "Oh, I'm cashing in everything on Friday,"
the
and I was
thing
like,
is,
"What?"
So I went to Mackenzie's 18.
Yeah.
So you know, Righty East's little sister Ken's turned 18.
no, I don't have Dave Weale on Facebook or anything.
Yeah.
Of course I do. I felt like I was there. I lived every moment of it from my lounge room.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, yeah. So I stopped by.
Between
and
Dave and Zach Finn, it was like Right Man was there, but sober.
Ethan had a few, and then we were talking about he was definitely on this week, and then so was Ryan.
Ryan
wasn't
said he was on.
Ryan was like, "I'll fucking be there." My dad listens to it every time and tells his younger brother who's still at my school, and I'm like,
He's a dude.
God.
He plays b-ball, eh?
Yeah,
He's fucking
he
ball.
does, he does
He can ball.
everything, doesn't he? He's a bit of an athlete, isn't
Yeah.
he?
More so than Ryan.
What happened to Ryan?
Is that Dylan
Man,
or
Dylan, yeah.
Dylan
Yeah.
Lovers, yeah.
Ryan sneezes and does his shoulder. What the hell is that? Good player, just gets injured a lot. That's it.
Zachy
He's thinking of
And
coming.
what
Finn
about,
reckons he was
what about
having.
Greg? Did he have those kids when he was 5 years old? Like,
Oh,
I know.
How
Greg's
good-
an athlete, eh?
Oh, mate, he's in good nick, old Greg.
Is
He
he? Was he going around again this year?
They were going to, and then they changed their mind.
has anyone showered with Greg?
No.
Huh.
Thought you might have.
If you want, we can give a shout out to him. See if you can go around for a personal shower with him or something like that. See
We
if
need
he's-
to do a shower session on this show where I'll get some. I'll just drop.
Maybe
some
when it's a bit warmer, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. No, you know how to kill a story, don't you?
What are you going to talk about? Fucking being a fucking stunt double on for
What?
thing on neighbours or what?
What's going on? When did Blink 182 want that shirt back, mate?
This is Scraper shirt. What are you talking about?
Oh, it's Scraper. He's not playing this
No,
year.
he's
No.
done.
Going
He's
golf
retired.
or whatever.
Yeah, he's
Really?
retired. I think he's got his handicap under 5, eh?
Fuck, that's all right.
He's
eh?
fucking killing it.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So have you got another 10 years in you?
What's that?
You got another 10
This
years?
is it. Done.
Oh,
This
didn't you
is
say
it.
that when you won 2015?
2015.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, this one definitely it because I think we're going to win again this year. So I don't think other clubs are going to be putting the effort that we will be. Yeah.
Hope so. Well, we're putting this is the best pre-season.
You know, like
done.
we've got the Uruguay coach plus Clint, plus we've got plus Ivesy. We've got 30 coaches and more coaches than we have players. So I was talking to your dad the other night. And I was like, just
yeah.
come down and run water, mate. And I want you to always be hungover and then pour the water through your hair.
Yeah,
I think he misses it.
That luscious
the
grey hair.
silver
The
fox.
Silver
yeah.
Fox.
Oh,
Remember
I
when he used to
You know how many
dye
times-
jet black?
Yeah, 2014 round then he used to.
And
have
then he
a-
said he just stopped, because he had to, because he was like, it's getting ridiculous.
Oh,
yeah,
it
he
was-
said he had enough.
It was like everyone was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, you could tell at
Happened, like,
you could- 'cause
overnight.
You could tell at home that it was getting like out of control,
Yeah.
and then he come down to training one night, and I called him the Silver Fox at training.
Yeah.
Because it was just pure white, and then it's just stuck ever since. But
So your dad's stories are some of the best stories I've ever listened to.
Yeah.
Like, he makes me laugh. More than
Don't tell him that, eh?
Have you- so
I've heard some out.
yeah, we'll have to talk good off it because it won't be funny because you don't know the backstory. But
No.
the librarian stories, man.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
says some of the like
Holy
some of the
shit.
funniest things over my dad is just
and
like
then also when he was a groundskeeper and he went over to Egypt.
yeah. I've learned things about my dad that I never thought I would know.
First of all, when do groundskeepers go on?
Why the fuck was he in Egypt?
Because
That's the thing,
he
like,
went with
that's
the
the thing,
school,
that's his-
like the school travel, like
Yeah.
that. Their camp was to Egypt that year.
I think he was a groundskeeper at a school, and they went to Egypt, and he
Just
jumped
snuck on the
he just
plane or
jumped on.
something?
He just jumped on like as
Something
a,
like Johnny, just to
as
jump
a
on
chauffeur.
jump on a
Yeah.
free trip or whatever.
Yeah, he's
Job funded.
He's got a lot of stories.
Fuck,
on
it's good, man. Anyway, Righty, what's happened with your shithouse Eagles this week? They fucking sucked.
Yeah. Underdone when you win 4 in a row, or you don't win 4 games in season. So yeah, when you win 4 in a row, you can't be up for 5. They were very, very subpar.
Well, you think they were just a bit tired?
Just missed the jump. Cronulla, one thing too with the way with these new rules, sides know how to manipulate one referee. And you have to take what you're given and you have to be able to adapt to it. Cronulla are a big pack. They had a lot of ball. Manly were pretty undisciplined, giving away a few 6-to-goes and clear penalties. Like it was 6-all, and they reversed a penalty that Manly had for some sort of ruck infringement. They scored off that, then they let another one just before half time. So in probably a 25-minute period, they scored about 5 tries or 6 tries, and that unfortunately killed it. Like they came back towards the end, but the damage was done.
Well, I didn't get why Brendan Elliott didn't play fullback.
That's a faux pas. Elliott's better there because of his positional sense, but they wanted Garrett
and he played there all last year, and they should have played in the prelim last year.
And he played there last week too when Turbo got injured. Thing with Garrick, Ruben Garrick can't pass a ball.
No,
you know what I mean. Like he's quick, he can beat blokes, but he can't pass. So you'll lose that if you haven't ball playing. One of my mates on Twitter was saying that he thinks that they should give Albert Hopperati a run.
Who's your mate?
Jeff McElveen.
What's Clarkie's Corner doing lately?
I don't know, but he's friends with Oliver, so ask Ollie. You know, like Oliver and him and Bates.
Yeah, but I already told Oliver that we can be friends without you being friends with him as well.
Well, I'm catching up with Oliver in Sydney.
Really?
On the weekend, so when I'm allowed to cross the border.
Yeah.
So I hope Clarkie doesn't come. So that'll be nice. That'll be good. Albert Hopewadi he's only just been cleared from his second knee reco like a couple of weeks ago to do full-time training. So he's only 19 and he's a powerful beast. I reckon he can throw some serious iron around the gym. But they're going to have to... He's had 2 knee recos in 2 years. You know what I mean?
And 19, that's young too, eh?
Yeah, so they've got to go very, very cautious with him. Things like that. And depth's going to be a problem there, like at fullback. But Garrick was decent in the air, but just his positional sense and that. You know, when you don't play a position regularly, little things too, like cleaning up, like grubbers and things like that, just knowing where to be, organising in defence. They're a bit off. They'll be better. They've got a big game against Newcastle at Brookie next Sunday.
Yeah. Both coming off loss too.
Yeah.
Sean Johnson played the best game he played.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think.
Did he?
A few years, I reckon.
There's one game I didn't see.
I think Manly were just about off, but I think, Johnson plays probably his best game ever since
his
leaving
kicking
the
game too
Warriors.
was red hot. Yeah. He looked like that. Setting things up. They were a bit lethargic, like the dealer. They weren't getting off the line hard too at stages, and that big pack.
I think the score sort of fuzz Manly a little bit, 40-22. It could have easily been 40-12, but they got a couple of late tries.
I think went against them,
Blake
but that one when Blake Brayley scored.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about that.
Sirenin, I thought that was a penalty to the Sharks, but Sirenin got tripped up and he couldn't stop. He couldn't ground the ball.
I think they ruled that Wade Graham was pushed, and then he was pushed into Sirenin. So Wade Graham couldn't really stop.
But the wording from the third umpire was there was no interference on Sirenin.
Yeah, but he was obviously taken out by Graham. Yeah,
refed a different style today too, and you have to adapt to those things. Like,
do you find the refs being like, as the weeks have gone on, the leniency in that 6 to go?
That first ever game, was it Bronx Para?
Yeah, 6 to go, 6 to go,
Yeah,
6 to go. Game's over because they're already fucked.
There was hammering as
well. And then after Melbourne kind of did their thing a little bit, they're like,
they sort of settled into it.
Teams are sort of learning that like they can give away that 6 to go penalty on the first tackle, like 10 out, just hold them down, and then give it away.
So just say if Q Cup was going ahead, were they going to do the same thing?
Yeah, I think they were, because
technically they're meant to be at
same rules.
all level.
That's meant to be,
and that's going to be hard, like in park footy and that.
I don't think it's happening in park footy.
You wouldn't be able to contain that.
No,
how could you do it? But Cup would definitely have to, because it's Cup. Both New South and Queensland Cup.
Jono said they were doing it. I'm pretty sure if it was. Going back.
Oh yeah.
They'd have to be up. They'd have to be up for the challenge there, because, fuck, that could really test out a few sides. Like big packs could really tire them out.
It'd be interesting to see like a side, like if that comes in, like a side like PNG. How would Papua New Guinea go? Like, obviously really good with the ball, but how would they go in defence?
Stopping it, keep giving away 6 to goes. And when you've done your full pre-season working on controlling the ruck, now you've had this break and come back and go, we're going to go do our mini pre-season. and find out what. And now we can the counter two. Davida Pengai Jr. was talking on Dobbo's show on Saturday morning about
the rush hour.
Yeah, about that, like how fucked things are. You know, like you've got to listen. You've got to release on the count of 2 now instead of 4, things like that.
So you watching more footy or what, Freedy?
Yeah, I'm watching more footy. Yeah, so like I try to get about. I am seriously getting about 4 games in a week.
Oh,
yeah. And I only used to watch the Bronx. So, but what I'll do is even on KO, because I'm on Dano's account, on KO I'll watch the short,
the 20 minute,
yeah, because like with my NFL pass, that's what I usually do. Like you can watch like a 40-minute shorts of it's so good with NFL, especially
with that NRL KO mini.
Yeah, the mini,
I call that's for the pretenders. You watch the whole game. You watch how the tries unfold. You watch the field position they get into. You watch how this set starts here and how old mate who gets out of the in goal 80 metres away sets up for this strike play here.
But I kind of know how to play that, you know. So I don't
sometimes
really
know how to play. You've been to One West training, mate, and you're trying to relive.
You're talking to a tomahawk, eh?
You're talking. They're not tomahawks no more. You can't call them that. Some genius decided we'll make a hawk and make like an over-fat chicken fucking symbol on the jersey. And they had these cool fucking tomahawks with Native Americans with axes. Look, the bomb in 2013.
Well, so did they think it was like part racist or something?
No, this was before racism.
It was
now it would be. Yeah,
it was over power. It was because they wanted, because the leaders of the AMNRL are national competition. Our national team was called the Tomahawks. So when it got transferred over to the USARL, we were like, oh, we're not the Tomahawks anymore, we're the Hawks. And I was like, well, that's the fucking worst name I've ever heard, because the union side's called the Eagles, which is a sick bird.
Yeah,
way bigger.
Their emblem way better.
Eagle come down, pick up a fucking cow.
Well, the Tomahawks one look fucking sweet.
Yeah, that looks sick. And it's like it's a brand you can build around.
Yeah.
A hawk, you got a fucking bird wearing a bandana. First of all, how the fuck did the bird put the bandana on? It doesn't have thumbs.
Was that around?
It can't tie it around its own neck. Are you fucking serious?
They should call you the fat bird.
And then why bandana for? Like, what is it, a cowboy?
That, man?
Yeah,
crapatron.
Fuck, at least give it a cock. You know,
big
give
one,
it a big
Oh
old
man, whoa.
Give it a big old.
So you want to be a big fat bird with a large cock.
Yeah.
Well, you're a real ideas man, Reed.
Make that motherfucker Jewish. You know,
it's crazy. It's crazy to think that, like, I think, like you're the same. You're thinking about giving up the game, but 12 months ago you were playing in the nines against Australia. It's
scoring tries.
It's weird to hear.
What was his name? Ponga. That's who.
Who's that? Who's that?
How
How was that experience playing against Australia in the nines? Was that
mate?
different?
It's always unbelievable. And
was there many?
I take it as such a like the way I go into those things is I try to obviously I want to give it my all, because anyone in their right mind would give up my position to do that. You know what? And that's what I take into it. I don't take into it that I deserve to be here. I take into it that I've had these lucky opportunities that, like, I'm American as well, and that there's so many people that would give their left nut to them be in the position I am. So that's why when I'm playing in those things, I fucking try to give it my all, because if you're not, you're fucking crazy. Because,
it was like,
so just say right, because there's been a bit of a whisper in the community that there's someone trying to get a nines tournament at Mitchie.
Yeah,
in the pre-season. In the pre-season, there's a bloke trying to get that in the thing.
Who's that?
Me. Would you get a team? Could wear the Hawks jersey similar to
not a Hawks jersey.
No, not the Hawks, but Tomahawk.
Yeah.
Call yourself Tomahawk. Have a few ring-ins, like
100%.
a Cabra.
Yeah.
Throw it out to see if guys like Joey and that would want to come.
Oh, they
down
definitely
and play.
would. Yeah.
See if Danny Howard would want to come up, him
He
and his
would.
brother or something.
Yeah, I reckon
and
we could
things
get
like
that going for sure.
Know, get coached by
a
bloke who's been around a bit.
Hey, dual international coach. Hey.
Yeah, you can't say no to these opportunities. Trig taught me that. You've got to go where the bucks are going. And anyone who wants to write out a check, you've got to take that one. But that's one thing. Spoke to Clint briefly about it, but trying to maybe in the preseason next year get a bit of a nines tournament.
Well, there was meant to be one at Arana this year, but
And died in the arse.
they did fuck all with it.
Their sort of theory, but get it there because we'll need to get a few sides because the QRL aren't real helpful. We'll have to pay a decent amount for insurance, I imagine. So I'm not sure what the numbers would be, but this is something that I'd like to throw out over the next few months. I'm sure Kim Ingebrigtsen and Vass probably put a side in, shit like that. And a lot of club sides would probably be keen because it's the preseason.
Yeah.
So that'd be good because Mitch is probably ideal place. We've got 3 fields. Even if you only want to use 2, you still got a warm-up field over the back.
So that second field was ripping up on Wednesday.
But, man, those fields have never looked better.
Oh, they look sensational.
Yeah.
I'd hope so. It's been what?
That number 1 field, holy shit.
It looks better than the Rana's, I remember
They
when
Arana's shit
They
house.
paint
when
it.
we were younger.
They paint it.
When we were younger,
That's
though,
it.
we used to think Arana was like the biggest.
No, but they paint it.
Yeah.
Maybe their second field.
Oh, they all do. Like Ipswich.
They paint their second field too.
Yeah, I know, but Arana's painted on a weekly basis.
Yeah,
to make
yeah,
it
yeah.
look good.
No, you see them do it.
Mitchie's looks like, seriously, Mitchie's.
Looks lush.
I've seen Suncorp, like I've been at Suncorp during the week.
Yeah.
Mitchie's is better than Suncorp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fucking carpet, man. I don't know.
How are they going to maintain that though? Because
I don't know how many tries I'm going to score on it. Like it's going to be crazy. It's going
might
to run
pull you back
so
out of
fast.
retirement, mate.
Yeah.
Play till he's
Crazy.
50.
Play till you're 50.
Yeah.
Look at the field.
Ethan's nose ring.
If we can get it- if we can
ripped
get-
out
I'll get
'cause
one
he's
on the
running
other
so
side
fast.
too. I'll get one on the
If
other
we can get a
side.
big West Mitchie Yaml on the halfway line, that'd be sensational.
Yeah.
Just on the corner there, that'd be great.
So how are things looking at West? You've got a new recruit in Christian Freed who's training there. Hope to get an opportunity. Similar to the movie Rudy, where that guy trained at Notre Dame for all those years. I
told Clint I'm like the movie The Replacements, right? So I'm Keanu Reeves. So if 3 or 4 people fall down, I'm just to make sure that they've got someone to at least distribute.
I was
something
talking
from
to
hooker.
another bloke today who is a hooker, and he said, "What if him and Freedy were unavailable for the
Was that Voorhees?
for the I don't know the name, but yes, it was." And I said, "Have you seen how many hookers they got there?
Yeah,
there'd have to be another outbreak of COVID and a fucking nuclear strike for you to get a run there, cunt."
It's but and also I don't know who the Samoan hooker is.
The one who rocked up.
Yeah,
you know Zach Maguire, Freddie? Righty?
Oh, yeah, Josh
Maguire's younger brother.
Is he down there?
Yeah.
Is Muzz down there, Conor Murray?
Because
he was there.
Yeah, Conor Murray was down there. He was a bit rusty.
Yeah.
But you had Jack, man. Fuck, he's throwing he's throwing bullets left and right.
Yeah,
and then you got that the I don't know if he's Samoan. I'm probably but he's Islander, and his passing game is like straight out of he's a scrum half at Union because he's just hitting the mark straight up.
What are any other new blokes?
Not that I knew of. Not really. Pretty much everyone who was there when we left came back, I think.
No one. What about Tommy Butterfield?
I don't think he was there, no. Not too sure what's going on there.
Like someone told me he's coming back, so
I think he is.
I'd say so. If there's no cup comp.
Yeah, I'd say it's more with Butters. I think it's more of like
he's having a baby at the moment. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
And
So he's got that, and he'll be. Yeah, I'm sure he'll be getting used if he makes himself available.
Oh yeah,
100%.
once he makes himself available, I think I'm back just with Clint.
What Q Cup side did he?
Sunny Coast.
You go back. He's gone to Sunny Coast. There you go.
Yeah.
So when with Harry Grant being at the Tigers.
Fuck, he went well tonight.
Yeah, he tore up tonight. Scored a try, but he scored a try.
Do you reckon he'll be the Queensland hooker at the end of the year?
Nah, I'm going to go.
Friend.
I'll have Friendy 9 and him on the bench 14. I wouldn't have Ben Hunt.
Ben Hunt has to be.
Friendy at 9.
Yeah.
He deserves a crack.
I would have Hunt.
Don't like him.
No.
I'd have Hunt there and Friendy back up.
Jake Friend's due.
He was their player of the series last year.
Ben Hunt.
Ben Hunt, yeah. I could not see him brushing him. I reckon he'll.
He's in the squad at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. He will not miss.
Jake Friend would have been hooker
in a perfect
last
but
year.
Jake Friend deserves a crack. Like just how long he's played. Like even if he didn't get injured last year, he's a 9. I want to give him a crack to see how he goes because
I like that Harry.
He deserves it.
I like that Harry Grant before that Reed Marnie though, and I like Reed Marnie, but I reckon
ball playing. You know how working with Cameron Smith and
the
Melbourne system, just those little idiosyncrasies around the ruck that he knows how to do. Look, hard to believe that he's played less than 10 games.
Well, that's the thing. He's just come straight in and hasn't eased his way into it.
yeah.
He's just gone.
He played 2 games there. One he come off the bench and played the last 8-10 minutes, and then
Well, he was dominating Cup for 2 years, wasn't he?
Yeah, him and
he didn't even get Player of the Year.
who's the young fella?
No. What, Sonny Coast?
Yeah, the young half. Him and
Todd Murphy.
Matty
Yeah.
Johns is.
Oh,
Oh,
Cooper
Cooper.
Jones.
Cooper Johns was playing there as
Well,
well.
that's the thing. They need a half. They'll need a 5'8" with Munster not available for Thursday.
What about
night.
when they threw
right,
Dearden into hooker, right?
Oh, that's.
And
I didn't watch it. So
That's just.
And it was like,
thrown into the
"Oi,
wolves.
hey Lurch, get into hooker," wasn't it? It was like
It's just thrown into
it's
the
not his
wolves.
natural position.
No.
It's it's fucking ridiculous.
did he go all right?
No, he made a
Made
couple of errors when he came
Poor
on.
bastard. There was one he set up a try and it was a blatant obstruction.
Yeah.
I haven't heard. I don't know if you boys have. I haven't heard if anyone has said Seabolt is a good coach or a bad coach.
Yep,
You know
I've
that.
heard a bloke told me today in a message.
And what's his name?
Is Craig.
Craig.
I.
And what does he reckon? Good or
Yeah,
bad?
said real good coach.
Yeah.
He's just got his style. He's set in his ways.
Yeah.
And he said I said they seem to be struggling with these COVID new rules after COVID.
The style that he's with has cost Brisbane 2 50-point losses.
Yeah.
So
The old Box said him and Jono came over a few weeks ago. Reckons he just overcomplicates it.
Who Box said that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes it a simple game.
Didn't Box say anything about his nephew, how good he's going?
Yeah.
He,
That was that. He
Parramatta
came. He was over the night. They were versing.
that Madison at
versus
Parra
Brisbane.
is Box's nephew.
Yeah.
Oh, so Madison, I saw him first.
Yeah, he coached
I
you.
discovered that talent early, didn't I?
He's super. Yeah.
Yeah.
He picked 2 weeks ago that he was real good. Yes. Yeah. Keen eye, fella.
I
Keen
go
eye.
to Dana. I go, oh, have you seen this Madison cunt on the right side? And he's like, yeah, bro.
He's been
What, he won a
He's
comp at the
fucking awesome,
Chooks.
yeah.
He won a comp at the
he-
Chooks.
I was like,
Shockies.
he's the rookie of the year, bro.
He's 26, 27.
Yeah,
He's
been around for a
18th
while.
man. He was
Yeah.
18th man for the Blues.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
Freddie.
a depth that he
He's,
got.
he's got a dick on him too.
Oh, no,
He's got
supposedly.
some fucking arms on him. Have you seen
He's
his
a
arms?
He was a 5'8", Australian schoolboy's 5'8".
He played 5'8" for the Chooks a few times when.
Played centre, 5'8".
Wait, have you guys seen?
You've got him and Gutherson as your 18th, 19th man. You've got everything
Heck,
covered.
it was Gutho kicking that field goal.
King
Oh.
Gutho.
Oh,
and
the
that-
boys would have been around him in Parramatta.
Oh yeah.
And
Have
they're
you
the only
guys
2
seen-
field goals he'd ever attempted in first grade.
It did
Well,
look
last
natural for him to kick
Yeah,
it.
he did. Have you guys seen the thing where you wear over your neck and it's like a metal bar here, and then you put your arms here and you do curls against it?
I thought you were just
And-
going to talk about some sort of sex toy.
No, no. So it's
I was
like,
gonna say,
Yeah.
it's like a metal strap here, and then you put your arms over it.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like,
You
yeah.
hold it in.
yeah, you
yeah.
hold it in. It's like called
Yeah.
like a power blaster or something for your
Yeah.
arms, right?
You got one laying around.
It
you?
is
No,
news to
no,
me.
no. But they reckon that, like, you know, the guys that wear the Gucci bum bags, the
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
Adidas, like
Sounds like
fucking
you.
Does not sound like
like
me.
the hats that Eshays.
Yeah.
They've been wearing them around just like the shopping centres, just to know that, to show off that when they're not at the shopping centre, they're arm blasted.
So what?
So they're
bit of a
wearing like a
flex.
metal thing
how would
around.
How would this be? Like, you're in the line there at Woolies. Oh,
Yeah, and
you
you've got
people
this thing
here.
on.
I'll bust out a set. Start
Yeah.
doing some curls.
But the thing is, you
Long
don't
line here.
But you don't have your barbell there, so it's just to rep it.
Well, you got to get.
What? So what? You
gotta get
hold it
your-
in and just go with no bar in your hand.
No, it's because it sits over your neck,
Yeah,
and it
It's
sits
got
against
metal,
your body.
like those metal bands. that
Yeah,
you
so
hold-
it bends
so
to
you
your
can
body,
curl.
so you can curl against it, and you're not throwing your body into it. So it's like they're like arm blasters. That's what I think. That's what they're called, arm
Yeah.
blasters. But people just wear them, so they're like, yeah, fucking, I arm blast.
Wow.
I've never
That's what the
heard
kids
of
are
it.
into
I was
these
like,
days.
yeah.
Not really. Most big units don't really need them, but there are the try-hard, big, strong blokes.
Clint Dolan, I think, wears one down to the
Oh,
shops.
when's Dolan getting on here?
Well, he's got to do chemo first, and then he'll get
Still.
down.
Okay. Ken, this is Freddie's question for Clint Dolan.
Yeah.
Do you have an arm blaster? All right. So this is Freddie's question. I doubt he does, but Freddie would like to know this. Okay. So the show will be out Monday, and if someone could please reply on our page.
But next week, boys. So what we got going is we got Storm versus Roosters, which would be a sweet one. Raiders, Dragons, Eels, Cowboys, Titans, Sharks, Broncos, who gives a fuck? They'll lose. West Tigers and Broncos actually versus Warriors. So I'm very nervous. And
It's the time to get up.
yeah, and then we got the Seagulls with the Knights. That'll be a good one.
Yeah, at Brookie too. So
Are they back now?
yep, next week
Oh, that's where the crowds are.
Yeah.
No, not crowds.
Oh, so they're all back to their...
Yeah, by
in
round.
New South Wales, yeah,
Yeah.
and Queensland.
So who would you go? Let's go that first one. Let's go Storm Roosters.
Storm.
That'll be good because Munster won't be playing and Victor won't be playing.
that's right.
they've got to. I think the Roosters. They just in the capital.
Where is it? Where is? Oh, it doesn't.
Doesn't
Suncorp.
matter.
Oh,
Suncorp.
because Brisbane are, Melbourne are...
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know. Munster.
Yeah,
Munster's
Roosters will be favourites. I'm going to go them, I reckon.
Yeah, probably Roosters now. You
Just-
can't tip against.
Did
the
you
Roosters,
see
though.
that freak Joey Manu the other night?
Oh,
Catch his own bomb, then throw the
What
fucking...
about the Morris twins?
JW.
What about the Morris twins? They were both in
Outstanding.
retirement homes, and now they've come out. They're like wine; they get better with age.
Yeah, it's called
And they're just-
peptides.
Yeah.
they're just-
Fruity nose.
Uncle Nick is just—he's feeding them something on Bondi. I tell you, he's just giving them something.
Paper
But
bags.
But that's the funny. Tedesco doesn't play. Morris goes to fucking scores a hat trick. So it's just like
How's-
It's funny
how's
because
Cordner on that edge, mate?
steroids create estrogen buildup. Estrogen buildup creates loss of
God,
hair.
I love boy.
And they're
Cordner.
both the twins are
They are
losing
bad
their
hairlines,
hairline.
It's interesting the way you rattled off those facts very
I learned it
adequate,
from Offerdale.
quickly and precisely.
Yeah.
Have you heard from Mike of Mark Offerdale or his brother lately?
No, I have. I talked to Offerdale recently, but let's keep going through these things.
Brush that aside.
Bit of bad drama.
Don't
Bit of
talk to
tension.
me. Just go.
But
Bit of tension.
and then we got Raiders Dragons.
Yeah, you think the Raiders are?
Yeah.
Oi,
Raiders
do you reckon they're on the down? The
They
decline?
are struggling
Yeah.
a bit.
You know who's been playing pus the last couple of weeks? Curtis Scott.
Yeah.
Well, I think there was a stat going around that 50% of the tries that Canberra have conceded has been on his edge
Side,
through
yeah.
him. So
I think
He's just
they'll
been
be-
getting manhandled by whoever he comes up against.
I think he'll bounce. They'll bounce back. He'll play better. I think they'll get the Dragons, even in defeat.
it will be
look
closer than
better.
we think. I think St
Yeah.
Georgia, they're not obviously the final product, but they're climbing a little bit. Like they're not as bad as they were a month
V hat
ago.
off, mate.
They're climbing a bit.
They're getting a lot better because they would have got smoked easily earlier in the year. But I think the Raiders have got to win soon.
Yeah, I think Canberra win that.
Yeah. All right. So and then Eels Cowboys. Obviously we got Eels on that shit.
Oh, boys.
Cows,
It'll be close though. Cows look good. on
They'll
the
have.
weekend.
They get Val back too.
Yeah.
This will be.
Do you reckon
interesting.
that young fullback stays in the side?
Who do you drop? You're not
Hamo.
dropping Felt.
Yeah, who's the other one, though?
Who's the other
Um,
winger?
Because I'm so happy they got rid of Benny Hampton.
Who is there?
Isn't
other-
that that young
Oh
fella?
mate, yeah. The guy from Kebra, was he in?
No, he didn't play on the weekend. I'm fairly sure.
Oh, they had a young bloke debut.
Justin O'Neill's on the wing.
Yeah, Justin O'Neill.
Did he play in the wing?
Yeah,
Tom
'cause-
Opacek was in the
yeah.
centre.
The guy who
I'll drop Opacek.
Yeah,
You gotta
and that
keep
young,
hammering
I
him.
reckon that young, what's his
Also-
name? The Hammer? He needs to
Hamo,
be in the side,
whatever
I
it is,
reckon.
he's-
there is
Yeah.
one bloke whose position has to be a little bit sketchy at time. Masters' defence is yuck.
Yeah.
He's good with the
Yeah.
football. He's real good with the
He
football.
does get caught out on those edges.
like some bad reads.
How good was Clifford?
Yeah,
Best
he set
game.
up.
He plays. He probably plays.
him and
best game 2 years.
Drinkwater looked good.
So
He's-
Zachy, you're going Cowboys on that, and then we'll go.
No, I'll go
Eels.
Para.
Nah, you're a Cows,
Okay.
man.
But,
Go
and then
Para.
and then we got Titans Sharks, which is kind of
Nah,
Sharks.
Sharks. Yeah.
All right. And then Warriors Broncos.
I'm going to say, where is it?
It's at Gosford. It's in It's at
Yeah.
Gosford. Warriors are 2-0 at Gosford. But I'm going to go the Broncos because RTS
Yeah.
is out for a week.
And
What do you do?
Jack Hetherington.
Suspension.
Jack Hetherington just come on board with the Warriors.
Yeah.
He's on loan, so he might be coming in because
And-
our mate from the Roosters got recalled.
That's
after.
right. And I've been hearing a bit of unrest, I think, because obviously Steve Kearney got sacked. I think I heard maybe Ken Marlowe and a few other players went back to New Zealand to see their families.
They've got a couple of weeks just to try and see if they can
Yeah.
bring their families over. If not, blokes like.
But you look at, like, obviously you see the ladder here, you look at their for and against, and you look at the Broncos, 117 to 103, so there will be points scored in this game.
And then you've got the that West Tigers Panthers. So we going Panthers on that.
Geez, yeah, you'd have to.
Yeah.
I reckon my dog.
Nathan Clue's in the league of his own at the moment.
I reckon
Yeah.
my dog
He's-
of the round.
How's that fucking face?
Yeah.
Did you see?
With that boil.
The big
Oh.
boil. He was in hospital for that, they were saying. They
He
said-
looks exactly like Roger Ramjet, yeah?
Yeah, with the swollen face and that. Yeah,
Yeah, but just always. His face does this. It concaves.
He's got a big fucking
Yeah.
chin.
Roger Ramjet.
All right.
He's who I get scared of around Origin time, Cleary.
Yeah.
next game.
But and then we got what's the next game? Eagles and Knights. That's a good one. That's a
Big
real
one.
good one.
Newcastle. So Newcastle bounce back and win that. No Tavoyevich.
This is my dog of the week. I reckon for that is how much Bulldogs are paying, because I'd chuck
They
some
gotta
money
be
on
due.
They have a crack, eh?
I'd
the
chuck
doggies
some
playing?
money over
They
Bulldogs.
started
over
well
Rabbitohs.
today, but
They scored for- they scored
South's
first.
looking
Yeah.
too good ever since the. They're not looking too good.
So
Souths.
anyone listen to podcast, chuck 100 on. If you lose, I'll pay you back.
Dano.
Every
You heard it here,
time.
eh?
Dano,
Get Dano,
Dano.
put your old paycheck on it again.
Heard it here. Dano will pay you 100 back. I said I would, but that makes more sense, Dano. And if he can't, he'll hit you back in cocaine. So he loves a bit of the devil's dandruff, and that's why he's not here tonight.
Well, you know how to kill a mood, Dave.
But yeah, Dano, thanks. Cheers, bro. Thanks for coming, you know. So yeah, that's around. But we
Nate Gladden sent a question in.
thank God, because we had no questions, because you put nothing up for like fucking 2 days.
We didn't know who the
Piece of shit. Keep going.
didn't know even who the guest was, and
Oh,
then Dano
and then
gets rid of them.
you boys got to do your skulls too.
I'm not sculling, I'm driving.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Zachy's got to do his
Yeah.
skull.
He'll do it.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll step
Nate
up.
Gladden says, can you please address the photo of Christian Freed crying under a water spout earlier in the week? Was it how he earned his original USA selection? Someone, I don't know who the person was, like Freedy started up, he's like sort of like a counselling, self-help life
Life
type-
coach.
yeah, type bizzo.
Do you
Self-help
know-
coach.
Do you notice how those photos go missing after a while?
Because
Because they get deleted.
Someone deleted it. I don't
Yeah.
know who even put it there. Anyway, that there's one of
Yeah.
Freedy, and the tap's about 4 feet off
Yeah,
the
so
ground,
there's one-
and
yeah.
somehow he's underneath the tap, standing
It
up.
was after a workout, and I was so fucked.
And
I
don't
was
we
just-
have showers down there or something?
No, it was at the back. So like,
Oh,
I didn't
yeah.
want to. I just ran out the back, and just because I was vomiting, and we did like this. It was. I think it was after Fight Gone Bad. So do you guys know what Fight Gone
Yeah.
Bad is? Yeah. So Fight Gone Bad is what you do is is it 5 minutes on each thing? No, it's
It's just long as, I think,
it's
isn't
1
it?
minute on each thing for 5 rounds, and
Yeah.
you have a minute break, and then you get back in. So it's like you go rower, wall ball, I think sumo high pull,
Fuck.
and then fucking it's like skipping or something else. But the reason it's called Fight Gone Bad is because there was a circuit that BJ Penn did.
Oh, yeah.
And his strength and conditioner put him through it. And at the end of it, because he did it you do it for the length of the fight, so you do it for 25 minutes
Yeah.
or 15 minutes if it's And BJ Penn's lying on the ground, and he go, "How is it?" And BJ Penn's rolling around. He goes, "It's like a fight gone bad." Like a fight that you're getting totally fucked up, and that's why they call it Fight Gone Bad.
Well, good. Use this story as one of the motivators for the people
Yeah.
when they contact you and that. Because
Yeah.
people will be contacting you regularly to
Yeah.
find out ways they can improve themselves as a human being.
Yeah.
You as a motivator.
Yeah, well,
Okay?
don't come to me, man.
Well, okay, so Nate, that's what Nate.
Yeah, so Nate,
and
that's what it was. I think it was after a Fight Gone Bad, and it was like summer over here's fucking heckers. So I had to jump up under just to cool down my core body temp, you know?
Right, and
Yeah.
this sort of determination
Yeah.
is what fueled your fire to go from Mitchie High student to dual World Cup representative for
And
the
Sunny Coast hero.
and Sunny Coast,
Yeah.
Cup. You're inspirational to the people.
Yeah.
Jane Sullivan says, yes, also the importance of addressing where the pitches vanished to and where they originally came from in the beginning. Who knows?
Well, they vanished because I felt embarrassed about them, and I think they came from righties straight up. and
I wouldn't do that. No, man.
Because
I thought-
I put some photos of comparisons of Righty and Joe Scully, and I think that's my payback from it.
No, I feel that you
Redemption.
people like that you can show them how to be better versions of themselves.
Yeah.
Like you and Ethan trained together when you're at West.
We did, yeah. Well, no, even Ethan when he was a skinny little boy.
I remember you teaching
Yeah, I was a
him
pubescent.
deadlift. Yeah, nice. That's good stuff. All right.
All right, so I'll get you keep talking about footy and shit, penises, and then I'll get Zachy's drink lined up, and then we're gonna time it, and
Yeah,
then
man.
I'll film it so we can do it on Insta as well.
Is
Okay, get
is
ready.
Bucket still there?
Yeah, he's on the board.
What's the score to beat? Jesus.
Yeah, so it goes buckets.
5-can champ.
Yeah,
Oh,
Pay
yeah.
Pay spilt half his beer on him.
Yeah, I
so,
saw that.
so we can't really give him.
That's why I said warm most of it.
What type of beer we sculling? I've got a 4X. I've got a free 4X in here.
Oh, you want that?
Yeah, I'll drink the
sweet,
4X.
'cause we'll pour it into the cup. Keep talking, Righty, about stuff.
Well, here we are. We prepare for this. If you're in a place in life where you're in a bit of a rut and you feel that you need to speak to someone, a bloke who's taken himself to higher levels, a bloke who always likes to overcome the odds, a bloke who's trying to father a second child, then Christian Freed, he is the individual you need to speak to. Life coach, motivator. He'll tell you like that last story about why he was showering under the 5-foot tap
Really sweet, bro.
and things like that. Get in touch with us on any given Monday page. I'll give you Freddie's number. He'll then proceed to send you text messages with motivational talk every day.
Right, he's talking about total bullshit. Can you get a timer up? Because I'm going to film him on my phone.
Sure, man.
Where am I going? Am I standing up?
Up, yeah, stand it up. And what it is...
Do a handstand.
Yeah, what you got to do is as soon as you touch it, I start it. Yep. You scull it, put it down. That's when Righty stops it. So you're on the timer, okay, Righty?
Okay.
And then I'll film him.
Say when.
Wait. Okay, I'm filming from now.
You gulping dick or something?
Struggled there.
What was that?
What
6?
do you got?
6, 7.
6, 7.
Yes.
It's a personal
Well,
best for myself.
We'll give
Not
you
the- not the-
6.
Mate, I can't
Not the
bag
biggest
you
scull.
because
Yeah, it'll
I'm
be horrible.
bird sips as well. I'm
Yeah.
like,
I can't skull.
I can't skull for
Right.
shit, bro. But yeah, Zachy, good effort.
Thanks, mate.
You haven't even had your effort yet, have you?
Nah, we'll do it next time I come in if I'm not driving or whatever.
Okay. Well, righty, good podcast, mate. We thank the boys heaps for coming on late as notice.
Too
Can
easy.
you break us down and then just give the boys a shout out on the
Thanks,
way out too?
thanks to Zachy and Weale for coming in at late notice.
Very late notice.
Next week, we've got Don Biondi
The
on.
Italian stallion.
The big Italian stallion Q Cup representative.
I'm trying to get. I tell you, I wouldn't like DiCaprio or Brad Pitt or some shit.
Yeah, we'll keep working on them.
Yeah.
Imagine
Imagine DiCaprio, how many viewers we'd get.
He'd go alright, eh?
Yeah.
Maybe 30 then. Maybe
Yeah.
30 viewers.
Well, I said 1,000 streams last week, motherfucker.
Yeah, I heard ya.
Wait, what
Sorry,
if-
Righty. Sorry,
get,
cut me off, mate.
Even what's his name?
Who? Level it
boy
down.
from Oz. What? Wolverine.
Hugh Jackman.
Let's get him
Yeah,
on.
we-
Wolverine.
We'll put it
Yeah.
out there.
Hugh
Add him
Jackman.
on Facebook. and
Okay.
we'll get him on.
He hasn't accepted it though.
Okay, soon. Though,
Even
mate,
though the
soon.
amount of dick I talk about, he doesn't accept
Yeah,
my fucking
yeah.
thing.
All right, we're getting closer to stage 3 in this pandemic. The world's getting in a better shape, except for down at the Ferny Grove Tab. That place is just fucking on the
Burn
downer.
that place to the ground.
That's on the downer. I encourage everyone when stage 3 comes, get out and about, go to enjoy yourselves, go have a drink. When it comes to local footy, hopefully some of these restrictions will be eased. We'll be able to do some defensive training. We'll be able to get some people in the crowd. Season starts in a month. Get out there in the world. Even if you're forced to go to the Ferny Grove Tab, go there. Everyone get out, enjoy yourselves. It's been a tough few months. We'll be back in a month. Thanks to the boys for coming on.
Too
If
easy.
you
No
need
worries.
a life coach, contact Christian Freed.
Shoo!
Bye for now. Cheers. Bye. And don't be a mercenary.
Ciao.
Cheers, boys.
Easy.